Good morning. It's late 2:25 a.m., July 28th, and I want to discuss the topic of 5G. Groups to identify intruders misusing or the feeling of it can cause harassment or even a feeling of this communication system of public and private, a feeling of internet crimes or computer crimes, or the feeling of communication systems of 5G networks are intruding or through a feeling of mass surveillance or government mole is finding technology that does exist and that is surveilling me, the feeling that there is um, intruder. It feels there is a crime, but it's not a friend of mine. It feels like trespassing, but I kind of convinced there's a guy named Don Anderson, a black tall guy, and my um, aware who is part of a criminal order, or he himself is part of one, or the feeling of there is cyber crime. And I kind of convinced there's a guy named Don Anderson that knows Rosa. My isn't necessarily have the mindset to convince that she can understand computer or even so I'm pretty lenient on her. The mindset, but the feeling of there's new ways to mind control or attempt to, or even to interface BCI or even 5G networks, or even the feeling that um, attempt to shift impulse through an input, through unwanted guess that finds a way to send an impulse or a message to your mind, or if it's through music, through voice cloning, or through because the thing is, I'm experiencing an intruder, but this is to the point where there's cyber warfare involved. There is, so it's to the point where I haven't actually committed a crime. I don't think I have. The thing, I might have disappointments, but I think if someone experiencing something similar, there might actually been some random comments or outbursts might have been mentioned. But the thing is, it can really throw you off the feeling that there is the feeling some type of unwelcoming feeling of intruder. Actually, it's like feeling they discovered how to use a 5G network, or the feeling of mass surveillance through 5G uh, is actually possible, and it's a new way to actually harass somebody. It's a feeling of a communication network able to have an open impulse and surveil someone, but actually can actually harass, the feeling that is tormenting. There's 5G networks with Verizon and Elk Grove. I would like many people to recite Elk Grove and Verizon, or even if there's some kind of misuse or the security threat or invasion of privacy, if it's not invasion of privacy, or even discrimination to a Sheldon, if the feeling that there is, it's been longer than a year, and it can lead to workplace harassment, or the feeling of being unwelcome in my own community, or the feeling that there is a can yeah. So it's definitely a way to have population control. But when there is let's say a father of mine that is MIA, or if there's a government mole hanging around with him that think they can. Um, I haven't seen the person. I'm not missing. The thing is that I'm only getting a nuisance. I don't have father issues. I'm getting to the point where I'm describing because I'm getting a nuisance, and I'd like to move on to actually things that are actually fascinating, and those are the topics that people are straightforward about. And I'm getting to a point where um, when you have an intruder, it could create a feeling that there's trespassing or the feeling that there's 5G networks being misused and the person is surveilling me. And it's not necessarily, I'm convinced it's someone involved in a crime or a group of, it's not necessarily someone, it's a group. So it's not even a paranoia, the feeling that someone is intruding through electronics or the feeling that a cyberbully, that's a and cyberbullying through 5G networks or 5G technology is actual possible or even to surveil somebody. So I would like YouTube to help press charges or even to be involved to at least describe or to visit Sacramento or even 5G um, hotspot areas to actually get the idea there's some kind of discrimination. I'm born in America, but the thing is, um, yeah, I'm having a, I'm sure it's important to actually exercise the genius within yourself. I mean, you probably get less. Um, Unwanted outbursts. But the thing is, I'm having the feeling that of it's not normal to actually the feeling there's a hate crime or being scapegoated. That's a feeling of a hate crime. So being unwelcome, it's making it difficult to be actually convinced that it's to find a friend and be involved in training. It's like job exercise. It's not necessarily difficult. It's kind of this go for it, but um I'm having such a difficult time. I kind of convinced my father's trying to steal an identity of me. I'm 30. I'm 30. I'm in my 30s, and my father didn't necessarily want to help get me a vehicle. My father will buy a $2,000, $3,000 bicycle, but he wouldn't want to buy an actual vehicle. So that's a bit strange. Um, yeah. So my father is, he's not a poor person. Um, But I don't necessarily talk about. I don't mean to talk about him. And now it's this, to be subconscious of my own mindset to the point where I actually can gain my own um, portion of wealth. But the thing is, to find the right mindsets and convince things can have a little bit of alignment. Convince that there is similarity where you can have something like that. But I'm having an issue of where there is even those friends, new friends that I could gain, them two are actually experiencing feeling just because there's 5G networks are actually harassing the new groups that I actually they may think of me or if not. But the thing is, it's a feeling of families are being tormented or even there's a discrimination to or even to push away of scapegoating. So it's a mob structure. I feel this is a mob structure targeting groups that do desire to train me or even to benefit or even to. The thing is, I'm getting the feeling that to describe even threats because 5G can be misused. If it's almost to the point where it's a combination um, of cyber warfare tactic of EMF of 5G. But the thing is, that's what I'm feeling right now. Some kind of pressure, including so it's to the point where someone's or a group has intention to cause a disruption, or even I would think it's my own father, but it's another group that's involved. But it's to the point where there's such thing as yeah. So I'm a little bit tongue tied. But the thing is, I'm getting the feeling there's a group of corrupted police officers that are aware of 5G, or even there is a use for cocaine distribution, or even to cover up cocaine, or even fabricate cocaine crimes, or if there's a voice clone. Because for voice clone in 5G, you think someone's too subconscious of communication networks, and that's where it throws off. There's communicating. There's someone using a voice clone. So but there, I guess there's also computer or apps for that. The thing is, even to be so accurate is to be participating in the right schools, to be just nailing what you're trying to say is actually a sign of good effort. But I'm actually Yeah, but even if you even went to those type of schools, then you can really picture like there don't even there's some prisons probably not even because it's an AI crime. Now it's like these AI groups are looking for these prisons and the people that want to. So it's almost as if it's not even a normal prison because some of the judges are already know that there is an AI or 5G crime involved, but Sheldon isn't the actual he isn't the ringleader, and the person that is part of the communication networks or is part there's some type of ringleader through 5G and crime, and these judges may actually recite Sheldon's own security. That may actually maybe there might be a different school than because there has to be maybe maybe I might have a longer life than those AI programmers because there is a there's a point where they lose trust, and it's amazing when things can be done with their own signature.